Welcome to the client-side web development lesson 11 video. And today we're going to be talking about using CSS to do more lists, text, and navigation. So first we're going to just go over a little bit about understanding the CSS box model and positioning, because this will help us with the other topics. So we'll talk about how the CSS box model affects the lists, how to customize a list item indicator, how to use list items and CSS to create an image map, how navigation lists differ from regular lists, how to create vertical navigation, and how to create horizontal navigation. Okay, so quick HTML list refresher. There's three types of lists. There's the ordered list, unordered list, and the definition list. So the CSS box model affects the list because you can actually have different styles of lists. You can change the list style image, you can still change the list style position and the type. You can use margin, padding, color, background color styles to achieve more, even more specific displays. And the extra styles can be applied on both UL and LI elements. So unordered list and the list items elements. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at lists. So we'll look here. In this example, this is my list here. So let's go ahead and do this. And right now the lists aren't doing anything special. The only style we have is for item number 3, and I give it a style of position. So what does this position style do? So if you look over here to position, I changed two things. I changed the type, the list type, and the position. So the type is a circle, and I changed the position to inside. So what it actually does is it basically indents number 3 by 1 and adds this little circle. Image maps, you can create image maps. We haven't covered image maps because they don't really get used that often, so we're going to kind of skip over that. How navigation lists differ from regular lists. And again, navigation list is a list of links displayed in a way that makes it clear that the user should interact with the content. So kind of when you're creating like menu items, that sort of thing. So let me go ahead and give you, well, obviously the example of a horizontal navigation is this. And then there's a whole bunch of CSS styling that goes along with it, which we've already covered, so I'm not going to cover this again. But if you want to go back as far as horizontal menus, there's a link to the W3 Schools, talks about how menus are created, and I've already went through and discussed again the horizontal lists. All right, so let's go over to the vertical navigation here. So what I've done is I created a vertical menu bar, and if I look down here to see how I created it, basically I here we're let's go to navigation here. Okay, so over navigation here, we create a vertical menu bar that's actually, it's a duplicate of the horizontal menu. But I created a class called vertical, excuse me, a class called vertical. And so that's what I'm using in my CSS to style things. And it's also in a div, so where I say we're a div called vertical, and there's an unordered list, style it this way. So here it's being styled through that div over here. And again, the style's a little different. Again, we give it a list of style type none, so it doesn't. There's no list. There's no bullet item. Nothing like that. We set the margin and padding to 0. We give it a color, and then we give the width a certain percent of the width. So here we set it to 15%. Again, here is the line item, the list item, and the anchor tag. We style this. Again, the text decoration, there's none here. These are the then we give it a specific color. And then the hover, we give it a different color just to kind of highlight it. And that's what kind of gives it this effect. So if you see here, this is a vertical menu bar. When we hover over it, we get a different color. So we created the vertical, and again we use the text decoration style of none. Style removes the underline from the anchor tag so it doesn't appear. Yeah, so just a couple things. To remove the bullets, we use list style. We set it to none. That removes the bullet. And to add a visual separation, it's good to add some kind of border. And again, for horizontal, we've kind of already covered this, but usually want to use display inline to display the list horizontally, etc. Okay, and then I think that's the end of our lesson 11 video. Thanks for joining me, and talk to you soon.